Oh, yeah. Went. Alright. Allegedly are streaming. I do a live stream, so. Alright, well, let's kick off this. If that worked, then we can do one. I have one. Yeah, we'll just let it ride then. Got our Sony on. There we go. Alright, and our repair. Picking up with where we were yesterday. Oh, where is it? Let's do that. Yeah. Hold on a minute. Alright, picking up where we left off yesterday. We're installing over and over again, getting updates. We went from, what do I even want to call it? Yosemite to El Capitan. Now we need to sign in. Actually, let's flip off of that. We'll get down here to the computer. Kind of do that. We'll do that one for now. And let's get our notification. Allow, and they want me to add that. All right. All right, let's see if it is going to take signing into the App Store. All right, downloading. Basically, this is, and what I did to make this a little speedier, not much, I just basically restored this USB 2.0 install of Yosemite to this USB 3 drive, and it reads a little faster, installs faster, updates faster, almost works like a normal Mac. Not quite as fast, but almost normal. While that's installing, we'll push that off to the side. We need to try and take a quick look at something here. We're going to see, with the amount of time we have, if we can get into this thing. We have some room. All right, this is an HP Pavilion 15 dtcomputers. Literally just a app. All right. HP Pavilion 15-DK0068WM. It's a gaming computer. Allegedly. I mean, not bad, in my opinion. Where did the tools go? Huh. Somebody borrow it and not put it back. That's what it looks like. Alright, well, we'll go as far as we can with it. And get out another screwdriver. We need to get a model for the display thing, and we may have to stop the repair partway through and just rebuild this. This is a friend's computer, so I don't want to have them living without the computer, even though the display has a, how do I want to say it? It has a crack in it. It's definitely a cracked, 100% a cracked display. It is livable and still usable. Now, we're going to see if we can try and beat the advertised $500 and some price tag from HP. See if we can so yeah, if we can put a display in for less than 500, then that's a profit. Now, it could be returned. The problem with that is this computer was bought on a Black Friday deal, so they would only be refunded for the Black Friday amount. Being that it is physical damage and not like hardware failure, they may not even be interested in covering the cracked screen. And the warranty, buying a warranty would have probably helped in this case. But I don't think there is one. Oh, that's all right. Let's see what type of screw we got. We gotta find one. Short. Okay. So yeah, if they refund, it's gonna be a gift card, and it's gonna be for the Black Friday price. And these jumped up a few $100s after Black Friday. So yeah, not going to be a good bargain to go that route, I don't believe. So we're gonna see what type of price we can do on fixing the display. Can we open this thing yet, or is it no go? No, I looked at the center, but let's take a second look here. Possibly we do need in here. Is that a button? As far as I can tell, no. Try and open this with plastic versus metal. Now that we know we can get in there. Six minutes remaining. Hopefully we can get booted into Yosemite, where we were, and we're going up to El Capitan on the Mac. So there should be enough time left today to get booted to the operating system and see, hopefully at this point, we can start seeing, without going into disk utility, we can start seeing the APFS formatted SSD. Oh, never mind. Okay. We have to remove two things here. All right, so there is a sticker. Or not. No, it's on this. Definitely not. Okay. That looks like a screw, but I guarantee it's not, what I can tell. Put this back in place now. It very much looks like it. But if we do need to remove it, we'll find out somewhere along the road. I don't know how new these computers are. But this is a much newer machine than normally appears on these live streams. So. Loose, loose, loose. Let's get one more mat just so we have a little extra coverage. Let this thing lean. That's going to go with it. All right, and we have gained access. We have quite a bit to remove in order to get our time. I don't think we're going to be able to do this teardown today. We'll probably come back and finish it tonight, but let's go as far as we know we can put back together. Looking at our repair, about a minute remaining. Apple's minutes flow at a different state than normal time, so we know that minute is not a real minute. First things first, let's disconnect the battery. And granted, we could just kind of Google this, but we're not going to get 100% answer. Sorry, we're not going to get 100% verifiable answer on the model of the... Why do you do it? On the display. So that's why we're going to actually tear it down and get the right model number. Okay, on you, go away. Yeah, I'm back here sleeping now. The TV show's on. I said the TV show's on. What? Alright, so let's pop a few of these parts out. Good to inform my friend that he does, but as you can see, you have an 8 gig stick of DDR4 2666V. So an 8 gig stick of DDR4 with, you have a whole nother memory module here that you could stick a whole nother stick in and double up your memory. Got an M.2 Wi-Fi card, which is fairly good. Hey, did you borrow the blue screwdriver? What do we got here? Is this... They really leave an empty slot in here? No, that's got to be the hard drive. So they put... Let me get this right. They put in... What's that? An HP branded SSD? Or is that just a little plate that fits over it? Let's unplug our hard drive. Let's just look at that. That is literally a blank. But check this out, Dave. This is literally a blank placeholder. It's a placeholder for a 2.5-inch hard drive. They just put it in there. It lets the SATA port mount.
Oh, yeah?
Just an HP branded placeholder. That's crazy. Yeah, this is a fairly good computer, fairly new. Continue this teardown. Let's see, where are we at? Okay, so at some point along your road, if you're trying to do the keep reinstalling OS, Mac OS, you may end up with this. And you got to boot to recovery. So I think what we're going to do is get into a working operating system again. We're going to get into a working operating system again and then just pull data off and then reinstall on the solid state drive to shortcut the time on that one. Because it's starting to get to a crazy point of much too long. Go ahead, we'll hit restart. We could boot to the USB or fire up on a real Mac and we'll clone the operating system over again from the 2 to the 3. The one major issue is we don't have any way to read that model of SSD other than to have it plugged into an M.2 slot on a motherboard. We have one motherboard here, the tester, but that is, or the test bench with the tester hard drive, but the tester hard drive is not, or the tester SSD is installed elsewhere right now, testing hardware. So we really can't pull it and access our data there. Later, perhaps. Now, no. So let's see if we can continue down this road and get a model number. Goodness. True. It's true. What is that malfunction? Yeah, I think if anything, what we'll do is tear this down as far as possible and then come back and get our model number tonight and reassemble it. That way we can at least give this back in a somewhat timely manner. Alright, and here will be our M.2 drive. Gonna put this back in to not lose that one. It's such a shame that you have to tear this whole thing down just to get a model for the display, to get a verifiable model. It's all one unit. Have a screw there. Let's open up and see what we have here. Yeah, there is definitely. Can we show it? See the line there? That does look like fingerprint, but the fingerprint, no matter how much you smear it, if at all, the one crack never goes away. So it's definitely a cracked screen. No, you can't. You cannot. Yeah, there's no way, no how. Let's try and open this up. Keyboard doesn't come off is what I was trying to say. No way, no how to get into it through the top. Get no keyboard, no nothing coming out. So you gotta totally disassemble this through the bottom. Once we get the model number though, like a verifiable model number, we will be able to go ahead and get that ordered in. As long as it's an agreeable price. I'm sure it's going to be way less than the $500. Yeah, did I tell you that? I think HP quoted like $500 to replace the display on this computer that has that crack. Yeah, $500 to replace a display. That's insane. Yeah. Don't matter how new it is, it shouldn't have a $500 display. Yeah, right? Definitely. Oh! Oh no! Mr. Bill says, oh no! This thing, not very agreeable to come apart. Looks like it has latches and stuff. To get this one metal plate out, we need the top part to come off in it. Right there, that part. What's giving us problems. Okay. Break it yet. We're not going for broke. We're just going for disassembled. Okay, so pulling these little ridiculous vents off. I'll try and explain this. This is one of the back vents. Where your dual fan's set up. So it goes here, and then you got another one here. You have a tab that you can kind of wedge into and probably have to let this end kick loose, but you need to start from the top, keyboard side of the laptop, well, the keyboard edge. So if you start about here, Let that focus pull itself in, if it will. Grab it. Alright, so if you start on this edge, you can work right down the edge, right around, and then the top piece will pop off. Go ahead, see if we can get this one started. Same way. Probably not. Slight bit, but it's just going to pop back on as soon as we start moving. So, see if we can do this a similar way. So right as soon as we work our way around there. Yeah, right, I'm dropping it. Work your way in here, come along the edge. Once you get in there, you will get a little space here where you can get a flat piece of plastic in and start popping that loose. And then you can go, trying not to stab myself in the hand with this one. Then you can work on that edge. When you get to that point, you can flip it over and it should come off fairly easy. All right. What fun this is going to be. Let's take off this next screw for this metal plate. Actually covers the fan. Now this is going to be a two-parter. As with most good designs, you're tearing apart most of the computer to replace the screen. The only part I'm not fond of, and I'm going to really see if we can avoid it, is would prefer to not unmount the cooler for the GPU and the CPU. That would be preferable. In case that is DC jack, that should come loose. That may prevent us from getting this out later. Which one did you go to? Front. Okay. That partially, and look at the Wi-Fi card. Hopefully we can just remove this motherboard and get to our hinges. This tape, we get that lucky. Just undo the tape. Too much fun. Alright, we just went through. That's basically everything. What is that? That looks like a display cable coming from who knows where. From over there. Okay. Very good. Alright, so we got a few things unmounted. Let's go for this little daughter board, the DCN board. Kind of like that old Dell we fixed the other day. It's got a similar thing, 2 USB, DC jack, headphone, and a light for the hard drive. Just walk out, leave the door propped open. Come on, what are you scared of now? Say, alright, so we are getting to the wrap-up point. On that, we got a fan. I don't think this fan will be holding the actual computer in, or holding. Ow, that hurt. That hurt. Don't stab yourself. Not recommended. Now, my last and final question is on this computer. You have that. We don't want to rip that. It looks like that could be for a keyboard light. What a tricky spot to put a ribbon cable. And one of the skinniest ribbon cables on the computer. Good job, HP. Is this going to let it go? Or do the whole heatsink combination of everything, does that hold the whole system in and together? Take a look under. Wow, absolutely everything is bundled in here. I mean, they did a good job packing it in. I will say that, but when I say it's in there, it's in there. To tear anything down, there is a lot of cable routing, so we can't even unplug that until we remove a fan. Is the fan directly replaceable though? It doesn't seem to be. Like you would undo the screws on top, that may be mounted there, and then the fan would fall away, which would leave you to what a problem. Give us room to get this out, please. There we go. And we did. Alright, will it lift out yet? Not preferable, but we're doing it. Alright, we're going to have a couple fans to unplug and speaker cables still. Go ahead and work on those. What is still attached right there? They glue this stuff down? We don't have to break that seal, I'll be happy. Got it. Okay. Let's unmount these few things that are holding this in the way. What's holding this side? Just the fan wire. Alright. Progress. Want to see how tacky. The very tacky new thermal paste. This wasn't manufactured very long ago. We're still going to have to apply new. And with that, I don't think, aside from speakers in the display, what is this? A speaker assembly? Indeed, it is. Ribbon cables out. I don't see any other things attached. Alright, that's out. Finally, we got to our display. Literally no time to spare. We're not going to get it opened, and it's a nice hinge. Oh, damn, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screws. 2 more than normal, 4 more than your average cheap computer. Usually they got, them cheap ones, they got 2 screws holding the hinge to the body, and it's not bulky or built onto a metal subframe like this, so kudos HP, and to my friend, you really bought a decent laptop. We will get you fixed up, hopefully. It's going to be a lot cheaper than HP or returning, getting your Black Friday price and a gift card, and then still having to pay a couple $100 more. Yeah, that's not what you paid originally. That wouldn't be fair. They should give you, and they can't do an exchange, just a gift card. Proving once again it is about the money. Okay, let's try and lift this up slightly and let the computer fall away. We got to go further, so there we go. Can was the solution all the way? Okay. All that, let me repeat, all of that to get this panel out so we can properly remove the bezel without risking flexing it and breaking it or bending it. Just to get the bezel apart, to pull the screen out and get a model number off the screen to be sure that we're ordering the right screen. We could Google it and get a possible result, but how many times that's been tried in the past and failed, yeah, I'm not on something brand new that we would get an accurate price. Anyhow, I think we're gonna call it here for the day. I will be back tonight to get this model number and reassemble my friend's computer. For now, let's take a quick look. Could we at least get in and get the number now? Nope, it's gonna take much too long. Don't want to risk any damage. Oh, maybe. Some computers you can get lucky and do this, pull this display with keeping the, or pull the bezel with the display attached to the laptop, and that's because it was designed that way. Most you actually have to pull it off because you have a part that you need to pop apart and usually can't get to down in the hinge area where there's no room to pull it out on, like to let it pop apart or pull it out when disassembling. So let's go down this edge. And what are we hitting? Tape. We are indeed hitting tape. Alright, HP. Let the display come loose already. Okay. Finally, so we ripped some little black tape around the edge. No actual physical damage. How many screws? Yeah, you have to disassemble the whole thing, so we will continue this tonight. We will get to it. We got to tear down the whole display and get to the model number. That being said, have a good evening, good weekend. We'll see you back here again Monday for this stuff. Coming back tonight to finish up the repair on this. Thanks for clicking that link, coming over, hanging out. Resolution on the Mac expected. Also, maybe we'll finish that later. I'm going to take the drive home and get it copied over again. Yeah. Check out the podcast Sunday. Doing that again. If this is your thing, your hobby, your passion, what you like to do, share it, spread it, help somebody out. Share this later. It might help fix somebody's problem. Anyhow, thank you. We will catch you when we catch you next time. Get out of the way. Have a good weekend if we still got sound.